Hello fellow Narnians, welcome to another edition of Puddleglum's Music Collection. I'm Marty, and I just wanted to go over the new Blue Oyster Cult album, The Symbol Remains. Here it is on the vinyl. On Frontier Records. So, great album cover there. Got the little, if you look real close, there's Saturn right there. They got the symbol from, kind of looks like the symbol for Saturn. If you look up the different planets and their symbols. So there's that, the Blue Oyster Cult. The Symbol Remains. On Frontier Records, you got Eric Bloom, of course, and Buck Derman, and Danny Miranda. I think he's been there a while on bass. You got Richie Costello, Castellano, I can't remember his name, I have to look it up, Castellano, and then you got Jules on drums. Man, I don't know what to say about this album. It's been like 19 years since they did their last album, so it's been a while. The main word I have for this new Blue Oyster Cult is variety. A lot of variety on it, but yet it flows really good. I mean, it sounds like a Blue Oyster Cult album. It's probably one of the best albums they've done since Origins Unknown. I mean, it's a really good album. It has a lot of variety in it. A lot of different, you always have the two vocalists, but the third vocalist, he adds a lot to it. He has more of a pop vocal or maybe arena rock type vocal. But I really like it. He sounds younger. But the other guys still sing great on here for them going up into the years. But man, I've said this before, but if you listen to the old 70s rock or 80s rock or metal or progressive rock back then, or the hard rock, or classic rock, these guys are still putting out albums. And they don't put albums out very often because they feel like nobody buys them. But they're still putting out great music. I mean, if you listen to the new Kansas that came out, Absence of Presence, great album. Judas Priest a while back put out an album that was really phenomenal. You got a lot of these guys putting out albums still, and they're great, but they don't do it very often because people aren't buying stuff anymore, and they just want to listen to the hits. But man, if a lot of these new albums, if they came out back then, there'd be a lot of hits on there. They'd just be everywhere. So buy these albums, Frontier Records, Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, I don't understand why people only like certain hits that they have to listen to over and over and over and over. There's a lot of good new music out there that these bands do. And sure, sometimes the members change. Sometimes that's for good, sometimes it's for bad. But people like Blue Oyster Cult and Kansas and some of these other guys, they pick good members to replace them. But, Blue Oyster Cult, they have the two main members still. It's been 19 years. They did a great job on this. They still have a lot of the stuff you would expect from Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, I feel like they went through their catalog and picked genres of music from it all, the black and white years, and then the more popular years, with Reaper and, Unknown Origin and that whole area, and then Club Ninja. They kind of took, a look back at their period and kind of made songs that kind of throw it all together and really sound good. I mean, they have the rawer stuff, the heavier stuff, and then they have the more pop melodic stuff, and it just all works on this. And there's a lot of variety, and it's got 14 songs on it, so it's got a lot of songs on it. A lot of these albums, when they have a lot of songs on it, they have a lot of filler. Not a lot of filler on this, and it goes by fast because of the variety, and it just sounds really good. I always thought that a lot of the lyrics from Blue Oyster Cult kind of reminded me of some of Alice Cooper stuff. They do a little bit of horror, a little bit of sci-fi. I don't know. It's about the same time. But they always had a lot of that cool stuff on there. So it's been 19 years since their last album, Curse of the Hidden Mirror. Eclectic, a lot of variety. Really enjoyed it. You know, you've got a lot of different songs in here. It starts off with That Was Me, heavy rocker, hit you in the face right away. Sounds great. I think Eric sings that one. And then Box in My Head, Buck sings. It reminds you of a lot of stuff off Unknown Origin or that type of stuff. And then you've got Tainted Blood. Richie sings on that. He's got a great voice, I think. I really like his voice, and I think it adds to the variety of the album. Nightmare Epiphany. That's very melodic. Buck sings it. And I really like that song also. Next side is Edge of the World. Great song. The Machine is about how our phones, our smartphones have enslaved us. You know, we wake up with them. We go to bed with them. We can't put them down. You know, want to listen to music, it's on our phone. We want to find out where to go, it's on our phone now. It just kind of rules our lives. If you lose it, you'll do anything to get it back. It's got all your information on it. So that's a really good song. Train True it's kind of bluesy. Has some harmonic in it. Really enjoy it. Return of Saint Cecilia, I think that goes back to way back. I think they had some demos called that or something. But this is the Return of Saint Cecilia. Good song, good story. And then the last side, side C on the album anyway. Stand and Fight. It's their hardest song I've heard from them, maybe ever. Very hard song. I mean, at times it sounds a little bit like old Metallica, a little bit. It's just driving and heavy, and I was pretty surprised when I heard it. Very heavy song. Florida Man, hilarious song. Anything that has to do with Florida and people, it's probably pretty funny. But it's a good story song like you would hear on some of their albums where they have those stories. You know, if you like some of the stories from Fire and Unknown Origin type stories, you know, Fire of Unknown Origin, those type of stories they always do. You know, Florida Man and The Alchemist that comes after it, you know, that kind of reminds me of stuff they would have on those albums, especially The Alchemist, you know, if you like the stories like Fire of Unknown Origin or those type of stories they would do. You know, so that was great. If you go over to side D, you got Secret Road, which is sung by Buck. You know, lots of harmonies on, lots of hooks, I mean, on there. And there's a Crime, sung by Eric. And then it ends with Fight. I like all the songs on the last side. I think I would put The Alchemist maybe at the end, because that's kind of like an ending song. That would be really cool. But all these songs are great. I really enjoyed the album, and please buy it. Give some of these old bands some love, man. They're putting out stuff. They're doing a great job. It's produced great. Lots of variety. Bands like this and Kansas and other ones I can't think of offhand, but they're doing new stuff, and it's good. And you know, Alice Cooper put out something many years back, but you know, they're putting out new stuff, but people aren't buying it for some reason. Because they just want to go see him in concert and listen to the hits. Well, guess what? There's no concerts now. There's nothing out there. Go buy albums. Listen to those. Because, you know, with COVID, there's not a lot of concerts going on. So go buy. They took time out to put this in the studio, produce it, and put it out. You know, the guys produced this. Eric and Buck, and let's see who produced this. It's Eric, Buck, and I think Richie. Those guys produced it. And I can't say enough about the album. I think it's the best thing they've done since I don't know how long. So, all right, this is Marty for Puddle Glum's Music Collection. Thanks for stopping by, fellow Narnians. I hope you have a great day. See ya.